let's go ahead and jump into the NFL real quick, man. Let me get
Yes,
this off
sir.
the screen. So, big game Sunday, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, we live in Kansas City, so that game matters to us here. The Bills are walk away victorious, winning 30-21. They are now one game behind the Chiefs in the race for home field advantage, and they hold the head-to-head tiebreaker. So if they have the same record, the edge will go towards Buffalo. And I want to put this up. I put up Chiefs regression, right? And here's why I put that up. So let's take a quick story here. So Ward and I are in several fantasy football leagues together. And one year and when I go home, I used to be like an unofficial stat guy, right? So I would say, you have to, if you want to make the playoffs, you have to average X amount of points a game. I would put up stats on what those scoring totals were. One year, Ward was having a really good season. He might have been undefeated, one loss. He's on a roll, and it was partly hate. Like I can't lie, part of it was hate, but part of it was telling the truth. I was
Okay,
telling the
90
truth.
10, 90 10, but let's go. Keep going.
So I kept posting in the group. I'll post the scoring stats league wide, and Ward was bottom third of the league in scoring, but he was also bottom third of the league in points against. So what that meant was he was winning games, but he was not facing the best competition that week, right? So he was winning games like, let's say 95-92, when our scoring average was somewhere in the 120s. And so I'm like, look, at a certain point, Ward is going to regress to the mean because he's going to start facing teams who put up more points on average than he does. And so he, Ward, because Mr. Roboto Game Crazy, he changed his name to Regression and all this stuff. And he had little quips about regression. But ultimately, in the end, I was proven to be correct. He regressed back towards the pack because he could not.
I still
He
made the
wasn't.
playoffs. Don't get it twisted. I still made the playoffs.
Yeah, you still made the playoffs, right? But you were not like a number one seed. You might have been like
No.
a fifth seed by the time the season ended. So I said all that to say this about the Chiefs. I think that the Chiefs have played a bunch of games, one score games, close games where they block a field goal or on a 2-point conversion, a player, his foot steps on the line, right? You get the ball in overtime versus Tampa and you drive down and you win the game. They've had all of these games where they're playing super tight, super close. I don't want to call them luck because I don't think that's fair, right? But they've had a bunch of things go their way. And my concern for the Chiefs on the second half of this season, where you still got to play the Chargers again, you got to go to Denver, you got to take on the Texans, you got to play the Steelers, right? They should have lost the Broncos game. They really should be 8-2. Let's keep it a buck. They should have been 8-2, blocking a field goal kick, even though the execution of that was great. That's a once in a season type thing. Block kicks don't happen very often in the NFL. So, with that being said, do you think that the Chiefs? We played this game before. Let's do it again. How many games do you think the Chiefs lose the rest of the way? And I'll pull up the schedule so you can take a look at it. I'll put it on the screen so everybody can see it. Hold on, before we do that, shout out to the homie Greg. I didn't realize he had this comment. I was in another spot. He said, Travis Hunter, there have been plenty of dominant backs. I don't know if we'll ever see someone be elite on both sides of the ball. And I think that's a fair point. But let's put up the Chiefs schedule and let's see what we got here the second half. They're at Carolina this weekend, which I think should be a win. I think we both agree, right? That should be a dub. All right, so let me pull this up. No more than 2. All right, Josh. I see you. We'll see. Let's pull this schedule up real quick. Let me share my screen. All right, I'm gonna go full screen for just a second, just so people can see it a little bit better. All right, so they got the Panthers this weekend. They got the Raiders on. This is Black Friday.
Yep.
They get a little bit of a break because of that. They got to face the Chargers. Chargers are on the roll right now. Got the Browns, Texans, Steelers, and you can't see that last one, but that last one is Broncos at Denver. So how many losses do you see out of this last 7 games?
No more than 2.
So shout out to Josh.
So the last time we did this, I said the Bills and the Texans, if you remember. You picked
Okay.
them losing to the Broncos, and like that's a good pick because, like you said,
They should have lost.
should woulda coulda. It's a three-phase game: offense, defense, special teams.
Facts.
However, I get what you're saying. A block field goal only happens once a year, and when it does, it doesn't happen on the game-winning field goal either. Like so, I get it. So, but I will say this much: Panthers win, Raiders win at home. You get the Chargers on 9 days of rest at home, right?
Yep.
That's going to be a very, very telling game, in my opinion. Because this is about the time that you want to know you're starting to play your best football going into the playoffs. Those last 4 games of the year. Because more than likely, I don't know what the Bills' schedule looks like, but if the Chiefs are in a position to where they don't even play starters, like that Broncos game, you know what I mean? That's possible to do. But anyway, so I think getting 9 days to get ready for the Chargers at home is going to be very important. After that, at the Browns, I think they win. Home against the Texans, it's a game I think that I picked them to lose originally. It's still a toss-up game to me, especially at home. At the Steelers on Christmas Day. So they're looking at quite a few of those toss-up games. But the thing about it is like I think the Chiefs are getting healthier, right? Like I don't think there's any reason to jump out the window on losing to Josh Allen and the Bills, who are like the number 2 best team in the NFL right now. I would say the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now, and I'd have the Buffalo Bills as the second, right? So I don't think any reason to jump out the window losing, in the fourth quarter, in the game the whole time, to the MVP and the second best team at Buffalo, right?
Correct.
So so there's no reason to jump out the window in that thing. I think as they get healthier, we're gonna need to see games that don't have to come down to blocked field goals. We're gonna need to see that going into the postseason.
And I feel like when people talk about Kansas City and they say, well, they never blow anybody out. I don't put too much into that. Just win the game, right? I don't care how you win the game. Just win the game. However, I would like to see. I feel like it's been a while since the
Yeah.
Chiefs have had a win where. Not where they won by 3 touchdowns, where you go, oh, they were in control the whole game, right? Maybe it ends up being a 1-score game, but that's because a team is kicking a field goal late, or maybe they score a touchdown late to bring it back to a 1-score game. And so, real quick, I want to get this. Joshua, I almost called you Mike McCluskey for real, by the way. He said they need to smack Carolina. Now, granted, shout out to Bryce Young. Bryce Young has played better as of late after getting benched. There's a whole discussion we can have at a later date about young quarterbacks and when you draft them, should you draft them super high? How much time do you give them to grow and develop, so on and so forth? But I want to pull up the Bills schedule real quick. I'm going to throw this on the screen. The Bills got a bunch of winnable games, man. Like, the reason I wanted the Chiefs to win that game, because to me, it would have basically solidified the fact that they were going to be the number 1 seed, given I don't think the Steelers are going to end up with the Steelers might have 5 losses when it's all said and done. But you look at the schedule.
The Bills still got the Niners, Rams, Lions, and I'm going to assume that last game is the Dolphins, right?
Patriots. They already swept the Dolphins. So that last game is the Patriots. Yes.
Yeah, that's a dub.
Yeah. Listen, Niners dub, Rams dub, Lions might be a loss.
Man, Patriots, stop it! You're so freaking biased against the Niners. It's not a guaranteed dub.
Let's get back. Let me get this off the screen real quick so people can see my face, just to know I'm not playing. Who told y'all? Matter of fact, let me give myself the full screen real quick. Let me get solo ISO. Let me tell y'all something. Who told y'all that the San Francisco 49ers was a fringe playoff team and that they could miss the playoffs this year? Huh? Who told you? Who told you that? No, yeah, I get it. I'm a pessimist. I am. But one thing I am is I am a realist when it comes to my team. And I told y'all that this team is really top heavy. They miss in free agency. They miss in the draft. And at a certain point, the bill comes due. And now this team is 5-5, dead last in their division, and they might miss the playoffs. Don't play with me. I know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. I told y'all in the preseason what time it was. So people try to troll me. Shout out to 83. 83 tried to troll me about the Niners as if I'm going to be sensitive about it. Bro, I made my peace with what San Francisco was in the preseason. I knew what time it was. So, yes, that's an L. Brock Purdy's not practicing. Nick
It's
Bosa's
not this
out.
weekend, though. It's next weekend.
No, they play this weekend.
December 1st, right? Is that what it said?
Ah, dang it. You're right. Let me see who they got this weekend. Let me see who they got this weekend. Because they're not on bye.
No, they're not.
The Packers. That's an L. That's an L.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's probably
let me keep the rant going.
Although, if we're keeping it a buck, you can't. The Packers just lost to the Bears on a blocked field goal. You know what I mean? So it's like
No, other way around. The Packers beat the Bears on the block.
beat the Bears. Yeah, they beat the Bears on a blocked field goal. So it's like my bad.
Listen. Brock Purdy's not practicing. No Nick Bosa. Trent Williams is hurt. He's not practicing. This team is done, bro. Like I've been going to Pro Football Focus to run mock drafts because I know what time it. This is where we are with it. Respect though. I hope they prove me wrong. Thanks. Hold on. Thank you. I'll be on it. I'll be knowing. That's all I'm saying. So I don't see a bunch of losses on this table for the Bills. I don't. Maybe the Rams might shock them. The Lions game is going to be one of the games of the year.
The Chiefs. Yeah. So basically the Bills, are a game back and own the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Bills can't lose more than probably 2 games to finish out the season.
Yes, they got to end up 14-3 if they want to have home field.
I don't think the Chiefs are losing more than 3 or losing through. Because the Bills have 2 losses, right? So, the Chiefs aren't – I don't think the Chiefs are losing more than 3 games.
So, here's the problem, right? They get that long break after the Black Friday game, but the problem is it's starting with that Christmas, the 21st, right? Is it 21st? They play 3 games in 10 days. So, we're talking –
Yeah, let's see. Boom, yeah. They got the Browns,
Browns, Texans.
Yeah. And
That's a lot, man. That's a lot to try to make sure you're holding on to that top. Yeah. I'll tell you this. If you're the Chiefs, I think you would rather finish at least 3rd in the AFC. I don't think you want to finish 4th or below 4th. I think you want to finish at least 3rd and just to try to avoid Buffalo.
The Chiefs are finishing 1st in the AFC. I'm just letting you know. The Chiefs will be finishing
bro. They're not. They're not, bro. Listen. Steelers, potential loss. Texans, potential loss.
2nd.
Broncos, potential loss. Chargers, potential loss. There's 4 games they could lose. For sure.
Guess what? Because we're the Chiefs, they're also potential wins. So I'm just letting you know.
Touche. Now, real quick, because we had an hour. I wanna get this out the way because the game is about to start. We got coming up NFL football tonight. It is Steelers at Browns. Steelers at Browns. I haven't done this yet. I haven't done this in a while. Family Manometer time. If you need to know whether or not you need to watch this game, I'm going to tell you, should you watch this game, right? So the Family Manometer, if you don't remember, it is 4 quadrants. The first part of the Family Manometer is be a family man. That is the first quadrant. That means this game is not worth your time. Don't waste your time. Go kick it, hang out with your family. The second one is complimentary football. Complimentary football, first half, you spend with your family. You help your kid with your homework. Spend some time with the wife. Go take the dog for a walk. Second half, you check Twitter, you check social media, see what people are saying about the game. If they're saying, yo, this has been a really entertaining game so far, go ahead and tune in the second half. The third one is the walkthrough. The walkthrough it's close to must-see TV, but you want to give the appearance that you're still available for your family. So during commercial breaks, injury timeouts, halftime, you check in with the family. You go make sure the kids are getting in the tub. You go put them down for bed. You might feed the fish, whatever you got to do just to make sure that your family knows that you're present. And then the last quadrant is what family? This is must-see TV. We're not watching this game. We're not family who? I'm going to the man cave. I'm going to the bar. I'm going somewhere to watch this game. Don't call me. Don't bother me. The phones don't do not disturb. All right. So those are the four quadrants of the family manometer. All right. So for tonight's game, Steelers versus Browns. This is complimentary football time, guys. Because Jameis
That's the
Winston,
second. That's the second one, right?
that's the second quadrant.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
complimentary football because I don't know what we get from Jameis. We're gonna get a great speech. We know that. We gonna get some memes out of Jameis, but good football play, I don't know. I can't tell you what we getting out of Jameis in terms of good football play. And the Steelers defense don't play. You know what I mean? So again, I would spend some time with the family, hang out with them, watch a little Grey's Anatomy. Got a two-part. No, did she survive? Yeah, she survived. Never mind, never mind. I think she survives. I'm getting ahead of myself. I
It's
think
a
she survives.
spoiler alert.
There might be a spoiler alert. I got to finish the episode. Maybe go watch The Penguin. There's a bunch of good, Alex Cross. There's a lot of good shows out. Maybe watch a couple of episodes with your spouse. Hang out with the kids. Do those good things. But then second half, see what social media is saying. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shout out to Mama Ward. She said, "Sounds like number 4 is you sleep on the couch quad." So yeah,
Jokes
check
on
in with
them. We would rather sleep on the couch anyway.
so yeah, check in with the fam, see what's popping, and then in the second half, if it's a good game, go ahead and tune in. Right? You've paid your dues, you've done your thing, you've been available. So that's the family manometer for this week. Last thing, man. Let's talk about this on our way out the door. So I'm gonna have to pull this up on the screen because I have no idea really what it means. But the NBA has, after all of the criticism that they received for the All-Star games being lackluster, guys not really trying, guys not really giving their all, they are going to overhaul the All-Star game format. So in 2025, which is this coming year, they're going to have a 4-team tournament style showcase, right? So the way this works is you will have all-star players and then a fourth team made up of the Rising Stars Challenge winners. So that's the rookies versus sophomores game. The 4 squads will compete in a single elimination tournament with the semifinals being played to 40 points and the final to 25 points. So basically, they're trying to recreate kind of like the pickup games that we watch on social media, right? You see those runs that have in LA and New York where you got those guys going back and forth, which they do seem to be trying harder at those pickup games than they do at the actual All-Star game. So your response to Adam Silver trying to fix the All-Star game by having basically a pickup game, right? Like it's just choose squads. We about to see who wins. Your response to that is what?
So you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? The All-Star game and the Pro Bowl are both broke. So I don't really enjoy watching either of those games. So I'm not mad at trying something new because if something new is broke too, at least you tried. And so that's just kind of where I'm at with it. It's like surprise me. It's kind of like the Elam ending, right? It's like, oh, do we really need a different weird way to end games or whatever? And it's just like, oh, that's surprisingly kind of entertaining. I can see how this is beneficial. So, you know what I mean? So, like with the All-Star game, it's like it's not something anymore that I watch. I catch the highlights, but it's not any entertaining basketball.
Mhm.
So much more the Rising Stars game and the skills challenge and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff, I'll still watch. But the All Star game itself, it is what it is. So I'm not mad at trying to figure out a new way to do it. I'm still a little confused on what it looks like, but hey, I'm gonna tune in the first time, and then I'm gonna be very honest with you and say, yeah, this ain't it.
Hey man, listen, Adam. Somebody make sure that Adam sees this. I might clip it down.
I'm in
And and
quadrant
and,
two right now.
and so listen, I try to defend you, Adam. I've been defending you on social media several times this week, even to this very day. I've been in group chats and in social media defending the honor of the NBA. And this is how you repay me? By coming out with, we're going to play pickup basketball in our showcase event. Hey, how about respectfully? You tell LeBron James and Steph and all those guys, just give us effort. Hey, you can mess around in the first half, but in which is what used to be what used to happen, right? They used to mess around in the first half. When they got to the fourth quarter, they would get serious. Who got their nose broke? Was it D Wade who broke Kobe's nose, or Kobe broke D Wade's nose? Like
Mhm.
all we're asking for is a little bit of effort, guys. We're not saying you got to pretend this is game 7 of the NBA finals. What we are asking is, hey, in a hypothetical, if we put these two teams together, which is what you're trying to do with the pickup game, if we put these teams together, who would win? That is what we want to see, guys. We want to see LeBron guard Steph with 4 minutes left on the clock, and it's a tie ball game. Give us an Elam ending. Make the 3-point shot worth a point and a half. I think they should make this change for the actual game itself to reduce 3-point shooting. Make the 3-point shot worth a point and a half to keep people from jacking it up every time. Yes, every
Like
three
a
pointer you make.
decimal point, like
Yes, we're putting a decimal point. We're bringing the decimal to the NBA. Yes.
no, we don't know. First off, I don't play fantasy football with decimal points, and I don't want my NBA with decimal points.
Yes, that they should absolutely, because
And
we've
Vegas
allowed,
does not want that many pushes.
because they would have to probably break it into thirds, like,
Yeah.
253 and a third. They got to do something to stop them from shooting all the threes. And to me, that's so. Here's the thing: threes are worth a point and a half until the final 5 minutes of the second and the fourth quarter. Then they can go back to being worth 3 points again. But you gotta do something. But it's the fix
I
is
agree with
simple.
you though that they should be able to lock in for the fourth quarter. I'll say this much, especially on perimeter defense, right? It's tough to kind of get guys boxing out really physical underneath the basket, you know what I mean, in an all-star game, because that's where a high ankle sprain can happen or stuff like that. But we can hedge some screens and we can get on some perimeter defense, and once shots get, you know what I mean, like you could like you said, give some effort, you know.
I don't think we're asking for much. I not understand. So I don't want to
What
rant
about
about this. Go
yeah?
ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying I don't. Maybe I haven't. But I mean, like, what about them just short games to 10? Is that what he's talking about? Like the pickup ball? Like,
Essentially, right? So because of the 3-point shot, right? If the games are to 40, I mean, if you hit 5 3-pointers, you're already what, a third of the way there,
yeah.
right? If you quick games to 40, single elimination, and we get to see who's the best. But how do you get 2 hours out of that, right? Because you want at least two. I guess that's the other point I don't understand. How do you get 2 hours of content, which I would think your broadcast partners would want? How do you have a halftime? Like, I don't know, man. Like it again,
I think
try
they
it
should
out
just say
this.
knockout.
I mean, I don't know, man. Again, all I'm saying is, guys, you have a good product. You just got to tell the guys to try. Like, tell them to pretend it's the Olympics. I don't know. Do something. But this whole, well, we're going to break up into teams and play pickup. Nah, man, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm going to watch because I'm trying to do better at supporting basketball during football season. So I've watched more basketball than NBA basketball in the first month than I have in like probably 10 years. Um, but I need y'all to help me out, man. Just tell them boys to just lace them up and play ball and give us and just be entertaining. Like I said, you can horse around, throw all the alley oops you want, take all that logo threes you want for 3 quarters. But in the fourth quarter, reset the clock or reset the score. Oh wow. Reset the score, light wintry mix. Sheesh. And then let's see who can win. Who's got the best squad? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think, man, about the NBA All-Star fix, about all these topics. College football playoff, Heisman Trophy, Chiefs regression, question mark. How many wins how many losses potentially will the Chiefs have? How many losses will the Bills sustain? Am I wrong about the 49ers? Spoiler alert, I'm not. Hit us up at Brains and Bars, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. That's been our time. Appreciate everybody tuning in on the live. Please remember, you can check out every podcast, every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for It's a Black and White Thing. Give us 5 stars. Leave a comment. Share that. Also, you can check us out on YouTube at Brains and Bars. Tell a friend and tell a friend it's those boys again. Hit the like, hit the notification bell, share that broadcast. And until next time, it's been a black
And White.
And White thing, man. Complimentary football tonight, guys. Spend time with your family. Check out what's going on in the second half. See if Jameis has done anything interesting, and then maybe tune in. Mama Ward, I'll let you. Good night.
Love you, mama.
Joshua, appreciate you. Everybody else who tuned in, we thank
Yep.
y'all. We see y'all next week, man. Y'all be easy.